It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And we're live. Welcome, everybody, or whoever is out there. We're going to be talking about the event over at the SHOT Show. And I figured I'd go live. I like to do that kind of stuff. And we'll bring this screen up over here. Got ourselves a bit of a list going. We can edit this list and add to it. But, SHOT Show happens, and there's other things that happen at the same time. If anybody's out there, there's people out there, give me a... okay, is my audio doing all right? Milsurp saying 13 days. Wow, is it that close? And there's She Fires. Welcome. So if y'all know about any other events, let me know. But, events. First off, they are what they are. Do what you can do. There's definitely no reason to go to these things. As many reasons as there are to go to them, there's reasons not to go to them. So, they are what they are. So let's talk about what some of them are, for that matter. Quit being weird. Whenever we're live, he has to be weird. So we got them over on the Substack, because I like the formatting over there the best. You can subscribe to the Substack if you want. It's free. And I don't know if that helps us get more views over there or not. I'm sure it does. That's how things are. Then it means you can thumb it up or give it a heart, I guess. So that's this video right at the top there, and this is what it'll look like. We got, there's DJ, and this will be DJ's booth over here, and then this will be the Lamborghini that we're probably going to rent. I don't know if it'll be a white one. I haven't decided on the color yet. But this is Puppy, the co-host, and Mello over there. I don't know what she's doing, but it's like she's got something in her eye. Let's just say she's got something in her eye. Now, I don't know who this pile of dogs is in the pool, but I guess those are some neighbor dogs that came over. And I guess we're having some sort of a get-together at our luxury place with the 2 different swimming pools. It's either 2 different swimming pools or it's one swimming pool with a big bridge going over it. So you could swim underneath of there. Either way, it's pretty cool. And it also looks like there's a bunch of food and just money laying around, because that's how we're going to roll in Vegas. All right, so this is also over at the calendars site. On calendars, that's what the whole point of the calendar site is, to give people info about this stuff, help get the word out about it. Oops. So Friday the 19th, who all's getting there that early? That's the question. Some people, especially the people that make a bunch of money, only show up during the show because they're too busy. So guess what? It's Vegas. You're allowed to show up early and get with your friends and get stuff going. There's other things to do for sure. And something like 7 at this point, 6 or 7 full auto rental places to explore. The best one of the best surplus stores in the nation is Han's Surplus Store in North Las Vegas. Then there's just all kinds of cool stuff to do. Vegas is pretty awesome. If you haven't hung out in Vegas for a while, I'm going to continue to say, we're going to drop $88 million on Vegas. There's stuff to do in Vegas, I'm telling you. So if somebody finds out about the things to do on Friday or Saturday, let me know. I'm thinking Sunday, depending on who's listening to this. If you want to get together, that might be a time to get together to eat, although it might not be the best night because I don't think DJ will be there yet. Let's see. So then Sunday, there are things happening. The Army Navy Military Expo is like a little tiny SHOT Show that happens for the surplus stores. So that's is it free? I think it's a free event. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's free. And you can get the information from the link there. I've been going to it since, I don't even know, 12, I think. I've been going to it pretty much forever. I really, really like it. And of course, I got the hiccups and I don't have anything to drink over here. I really, really like it. And it is great for if you're creating content or if you're looking to kind of get some practice for the show. All right, what's going on? How did I get all these hiccups? probably because we're talking, and because of the co-host. Puppy co-host kind of prepped me for the hiccups. Let's see. Nope, they're coming back. All right, come on. I guess we'll have a commercial, and I'll be right back.
Captain, a vessel approaching.
On screen.
We're being hailed.
Every weekend over at gearwebsites.com, our online store, we have free Patch Friday. And that means that every order placed on our store on Fridays is going to include at least one free patch. So that's every order with no coupons, no minimum order, no codes needed. You place the order on Friday, and when it arrives to you, it's going to have at least one free patch. Your support means a lot to us, and financial support is critical. So thanks again to the people who keep us online through purchases at gearwebsites.com. All right, so sorry about that. Drink some water. They think they went away. So the ANME Expo is pretty cool. And if you're creating content, it's good. And if you're just looking to purchase stuff, if you're a gun shop or something like that, it's good. If you've got a website and you'd like to create some kind of merch or something, this is a show that you can buy stuff. You can be a vendor at this show. So it's a really good show to kind of practice SHOT Show. It's much smaller. It's like the whole thing is the size of one of the nine. It's the size of like one of the tiny, small law enforcement rooms at SHOT Show. So it's not really large. Great way to get like introduced to any event. But I also just like it. It's a great event. It's at the old Flamingo. They call it the Westgate now. But I call it the Elvis Flamingo. It's the Flamingo that Elvis used to play at back in the day. Let's see. Then you've got the Golf Classic. So this is a charity golf event to raise funds for disabled combat veterans. That's from 8 to 4 at one of the golf courses, I assume. And that's put on by NSSF. And that's the Sunday before SHOT Show. These dogs are quiet all day long, and then as soon as I'm live, they're running all around making noises. Don't worry, I'll spank them after the show. Monday. So this is technically the day before SHOT Show, but Industry Day at the Range, or I think they call it, or no, it used to be called Media Day at the Range. Now they call it Industry Day at the Range. So in the morning, that's for media, and in the afternoon, it's for others. So I don't think it's really exclusive. Just in the morning, it's exclusive a little bit. But that's the range day everybody talks about, and that happens off-site, of course, at the Boulder range, the Boulder shooting range. Snob is out there. She fires. Welcome. No, sir. I don't think anybody else out there right now, or if they are, they have to say hey. Then we've got the Supplier Showcase. So these so far have been essentially mostly, except for ANME, which is completely separate. These have all been NSSF things. So the NSSF, at the same time they do their range day, they also have their Supplier Showcase going on. So the Supplier Showcase is a lot of interesting things that gets overlooked by most of the show, by content creators, I guess I should say. So it's essentially used to be part of the show, but as the show grew, they priced out some of the smaller suppliers and some of the suppliers who maybe just decided it wasn't necessary to be there for that kind of price increase. So they've made a smaller, shorter version of the shows, smaller booths, and it's only for a few days. So the Supplier Showcase is a smaller portion of SHOT Show. It's like upstairs from SHOT Show, and it happens the day before on Monday from 8 to 5:30. And like I said, that's simultaneous with the range day. So, the range day is until 5. And if you go out there right away in the morning and you walk the whole thing, realistically, you're going to get there at 8. And no, you're not. You're going to get there 8 or 9. By the time you get in, you have to wait in line to get in probably. Even if you didn't, you hauled ass in there and you got to a booth or something by 9 or 9:30, it's going to take you an hour, maybe 10:30, 11 by the time you get to the other end. So if you started in the middle and booked left or right or north or south, and got to one end and worked your way the other way, it's going to take you about 90 minutes, I guess, to really see everything, especially if you go in and look at anything. Now, if you just did a browse, it could probably still take you close to an hour to walk the whole thing kind of quickly and then go back and hit everything. You're still going to be there till probably noon or 1. And by the time, even if you booked out of there at noon or 1 and decided you didn't really need to see any more at range day, or maybe you're breaking down and it's getting tired already, you're going to have to haul ass to get back to the place to get in there. You could get there by 5:30, but would you have any time to walk around at the Supplier Showcase? So essentially those, unless you're really going to be briefly at both, those are separate. Like you got to do one or the other. Now, that being said, if you're not going to range day, or if you're not invited to range day, or you just don't want to go, the Supplier Showcase might be something that's kind of untapped resource. Not that many people go to it, I suspect. Of course, I've never been to it on Monday. I often forget to go to it, period, because for a while they only had it on Monday, or they probably have it now on Tuesday, but it's hard to remember to go there on the first day of SHOT Show. All right, so that's happening. Now, if you go to pick up your badge, I should have put that in. It's hard to put that in here, but you can pick up your badge starting Sunday afternoon, I think, over at the show. If you're driving into town, or if you're flying in, you can pick your badge up at the airport, I think. So you can pick your badge up, so you don't even have to worry about it. You'll have your badge before range day. But range day starts at Monday morning, and depending on when you get into town, you will want to have your badge, because you can't get it ahead of time anymore. They used to send it to us in the mail, and that was a massive hassle. They figured out by printing it in town. I guess it's a different massive hassle, so they like it better. I forgot that I have this cool light to put on for the co-host. That doesn't seem like it charged very good, did it? Does it get brighter? This is one of the many. Oh, it can get way brighter. Okay, now we got. Is that why it wash his face out too much? I'll put it right there off camera. Very dramatic. This is one of the 16 lights I'm going to carry around at the SHOT Show. But in order to get a little extra exercise, I'm going to duct tape some weights to it. Let's see. So that was the Supplier Showcase. I think it's worth going to if you haven't been. If you don't like it, sorry, but there's usually something interesting up there. I don't think you're going to need to spend all day up there or nothing. It is small, and it is small booths, but you're going to know right away. If you walk up to something and it's some kind of machinery or some kind of nylon strap and you got no interest in it, then you can just keep walking. But if you've been looking for a nylon strap for something, if you've thought about, you're going to SHOT Show, so I don't know what your deal is, what your project is out there, but have you thought about merch before? Do you know that when you go to SHOT Show, you can talk to people and they'll, that you can say, hey, can you make me a bag that looks like this sketch and make 200 of them and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, you can do that. Like you can have that kind of stuff made. So those are the kind of people you'd talk to up there. Same with, sometimes Alan Anker was there one year for patches, so you might be able to get patches and stuff. Sean is saying, been to Supplier Showcase, not a ton to see. Honestly, lots of manufacturing. Well, that's what I mean. I've had actually, I usually get at least a couple of dozen videos up there. But in addition to manufacturing, you're going to have supplies. I found BB guns up there one year. They come out with some new kind of Western style BB gun. So I guess they were supplying gun shops with BB guns. So it's not all just raw material supplies. But again, it is a good portion of it is machinery and nylon strap and, the thread that you use to sew stuff. It is suppliers. All right. And let's see. So the next thing is the Law Enforcement and Armed Forces Kickoff Meet and Greet, 5:30 to 7. So this must be some after hours thing. I don't remember where I got this one from, because I can't remember if this one's from NSSF or if I'm just missing the link to the rest of that. So I'll have to go. I don't even know where I got this one from. So I'll have to edit that one with more info when I get it. But the one that does matter on the Monday is the Arms Room Radio. out of Florida does a Monday welcome party. Now, last year it was sponsored by FPC. This year it doesn't look like it's FPC. It looks like it's... That open any window, right? Okay, good. Wasn't even thinking. It's Arms Room Radio, but it's also Next Level Training. I don't know what that is. The Rundown. I think that's Craig Deleuze. I don't know what that says. Hog Holsters. They're out here in Arizona, though. You can tell by the flag there. Veriforce Tactical. I don't know. What do they do? Hitman Industries. Gorilla. I don't know what that is. Lion Arms. I also don't know what... Okay, I'll just say I don't know what any of these are. Boundary Oak. T6. And then I do know what Gun Tech is. So it's one of the reasons I thought this was cool. Because Gun Tech is a company that I've known since forever. Back in the olden days when I first started doing stuff on the internet back in the early 2000s. Gun Tech was over there building stuff for AK parts and pieces and things. So I've known Gun Tech for a long, long time. In fact, before there was ever YouTube, we were trading and doing stuff to get stuff for projects on the internet. And I just broke something here, so I'm going to have to take a second and look for it. You already had a commercial, so I won't make that happen. I can find it real quick. Dang it. Dang it, puppy. What'd you do to it? What happened to it? How can it not be right here? Well, they always say don't touch anything when you're live. So I touched my nose, and that thing that holds your glasses from smashing into your nose fell off of my glasses, and now I'm sitting here with a piece of raw metal jamming into my eye from my glasses being broken. So I'll have to deal with it. But yeah, that's super annoying. Of course, when I have to do it when I'm live. So I'll have to go look for that thing in a minute here. We're not going to be here for too long tonight because there's not that many things going on. But this is one of the big ones I wanted to mention. This one was FPC last year, and it was pretty cool. It was the only thing I'm aware of that was open to the public, that was free, and open to the public, not one of these, what do you call it, invite-only lame things. And it was Second Amendment focused. What? Yeah, it was a bunch of Second Amendment people there. Now it was, hosted by FPC last year, so we had a chance to really talk with the people from FPC as much as we wanted, really. It was pretty cool. And then just all the other activists that were there, there's plenty of opportunity to chat with people. People were coming and going, and some of us were just kind of there. I happened to be, last year, I was at a place just down the street. Like, I walked to it, and then, did I walk home? Did I walk home? I can't remember anymore. Or I might have gone with somebody to somewhere after. I can't remember now. But anyway, it was a good opportunity to get with everybody. And it's at this Hofbrauhaus. So it's some sort of a German, maybe, beer, Austrian beer thing. European beer theater. So it's super loud. But, honestly, you're not going to get too many things in Vegas that aren't super loud. Here's what I'm going to recommend. Maybe bring some ears. I'm thinking that's what I should have done. Maybe I'll bring my electronic ears this year, or some foamies, because I just don't normally have massive amount of noise going on around me. So even at SHOT Show, it's nowhere near as loud as it is in these events. But anyway, it was a bunch of free beer and a bunch of free sausages and pickles and that kind of food that you get at a beer house. And it says there was free swag. There was a bunch of patches and stuff. I forgot. And I imagine stickers and things like that. And I guess they gave stuff away. I forgot about that. I guess they did give some stuff away too. So looks like Kids Safe is going to be there, and Meet the Pressers. And I think I seen Riding Shotgun with Charlie say something about it. So that's a pretty cool event. happens on Monday. So I like events that happen on Monday a little differently than the other ones because they happen while everybody just got done with range day and you're looking for something to do anyway. And this one is from 5:30 to, what does it say? From 5:30 to, or from 7 to 10. So, range day ends at 5:30 or something, or maybe even 3. So this gives you enough time to get back from out there because it's kind of far away. It's farther away than everything else. And, far away is different for people in different parts of the country. So out here, it's really not that far away, but for people back east, it's probably like 2 states away. But anyway, 7 o'clock gives you plenty of time. It's a 3-hour event, so it's not going to keep you there all night, even if you attended the whole thing. And it's plenty of time after the range day is over, so you have time to go eat or whatever. You can get free food at the Arms Room Radio event, the welcome party, but it's just like sausages rolled up with a piece of cheese and like a pickle. So I mean, if that's what you want to eat the night before a shot, go for it. But I think a lot of people go eat food. That being said, there's probably other things happening on Monday, but I really think I like the idea of having events on Monday. Over my 19 years, I guess 18 years, I'm not allowed to say 19 yet, 18 years ago, is the Monday events are the shit because you're not tired yet. Everybody's able to say, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. You can do that at the show, right? You can go, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah at the show. But now maybe you're on your way somewhere. Maybe the other person's on their way somewhere. If you're not on your way somewhere, what are you missing? So you're not missing anything at night other than maybe another party or something. So, you're always missing something, I guess. But there's less stuff that you're, getting in the way. So in other words, you got more time to say, hey, what's going on, and just shoot the shit. And you're drinking and you're sitting there. So, you've got an opportunity to just hang out. Now at the one last year, at the Arms Room thing or the FPC thing, I just drank coffee the whole time. They looked at me funny, but they made me coffee. I think they just use those little cups nowadays. So it's not like it's an inconvenience, I doubt, to make coffee for people. But I was just able to drink coffee while everybody else was getting all beard up. What the hell noise was that? Oh, I got my gilded up over here. Let me see. I've got to look over here, I guess. All right, so after that event, sorry, I'm asking about public events. So then we've got another one. This one is from SHOT Show. This one's called the SHOT Show Nightclub After Hours, right? And there's another one each night, but they call it different things. So on the first night, it's called Nightclub After Hours, right? It's at Jewel at ARIA. Whatever the hell that is, we're going to go find out. And then it is from 10:30 at night until 1 a.m. Are you kidding me? On Monday, somebody's going to go from 10:30 p.m. to 1 a.m.? I'm appalled. I'm holding on to my pearls because I'm hoping that's some kind of a typo. So, ARIA nightclub, right? So it's a noisy-ass nightclub. Is this where it is? Jewel Nightclub? Yep, Jewel Nightclub. So this is where this event is. This is more like some kind of literally a party. So there are definitely parties that happen. So a lot of times when we're having these conversations about content creator or with content creators about SHOT Show, we're talking about like parties that are productive. Like, let's get together and have a few beers and talk about next year's projects and what we can do, blah blah blah, or like this kind of thing. But then there's parties that are like this, that are just like drink, yell, drink, yay, throw stuff and do things. So I guess we all have a different idea of parties. And I'm wondering if SHOT is trying to create, I wonder if they still happen. There's a couple that we don't talk about that happen that are massive, like massive, massive. And they're invite only, so I don't talk about them. But they're really they're definitely the biggest parties I've ever been to. I've been to some big ass parties back in the days of grunge, back in Washington State. I went to a massive party one time. But so I've been to some giant parties like what you see in movies. Nothing like what these are. And I've been to like New Year's Eve at like a big event or something, but like nothing. I mean, I guess the concerts are bigger than these, but these are some elaborate events. So I guess it's possible that SHOT is trying to compete with those. But I don't know. I guess that's just for the young kids. Maybe if you've been sitting in a booth all day and, you're kind of essentially hired help, you're working 9 to 5 at that booth and you ain't got no business to do after. Like, you just want to let your hair loose. You're in Vegas and this is going to, give them some kind of a really, something to look forward to. Potentially, but from 10:30 to 1 a.m., I'm guessing it's got to be that kind of a situation, right? You can see that my co-host is definitely super active. It's 8:30 here. He's already fast asleep. He's getting mad at me for being awake. Why do people go to nightclubs at SHOT Show? Do you mean to have an effective meeting at SHOT Show? Get a report. Next up, so that's all Monday. And then you have, of course, the next morning is the first day of SHOT Show, Tuesday, ever since 2010, when they came and set anchor at the Sands, because it used to be traveling show until 2010. And in 2010, they also stuck with the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it used to be all over the map. Like, sometimes SHOT Show was in February, sometimes it was in the beginning of July or January. I think we've run the SHOT Show when it was in the second week of January before, if I'm not crazy. And then I know it's been in February, like the first weekend in February or something one time. I know that we had Super Bowl at SHOT Show. That was weird. I mean, there's beer at SHOT Show, but like everybody just kind of shut down and started watching the Super Bowl. I think that was 2009, if I remember right, in Florida. I might be wrong. I don't really care, but I remember it happened. But ever since 2010, they switched it to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And so now we kind of know Tuesday is the first day of SHOT. But Industry Day is the first day of SHOT, and it's on Monday. So there's no way to really, you have to always clarify it. So we're talking Tuesday, which is the actual first day of the actual SHOT Show. So the SHOT Show happens, and it happens every day from 8 to 5, 9 to 5, whatever it is. You should probably know. Gear Report is saying SHOT Show sells these party packages just to raise money, to get a kickback. I'm sure. But I think that they're also doing it because now there was like the Glock party. I don't put the Glock party in here either because it's invite only. I've never been to that one. I would have gone to that one if I could have. Now I don't care so much, but I always wanted to meet Glock. And if I could have got an invite to the Glock party, that's something I never did in 18 years. And that would have been cool. But now it's less cool, right? I could care less kind of now. Back in the day, it would have been a really interesting thing to have done. But you have to wear like a tuxedo and shit. At least back in the day, you had to dress up for a Glock party, so I didn't really pursue it too hard. I guess technically I could have pursued it and got an invite like anybody could have. It's a big party. But anyway, that's a fancy black tie party. And I know there's a couple of other fancy parties, like a governor party or something, that I have no interest in. And that might be the same thing. That could probably be networking or whatever. But anyhow, so the show is each day, and then it ends at 5:30. Now, there's an informal free event, essentially, every night at the Circle Bar. I guess I need to go figure out where this is, because I could have been to this. They say this, okay, but, I mean, if we go in here and try to look, is that what this is? Venetian Benelli Bar? Is that what this is? Is anybody, I guess I shouldn't go here because I don't know. That's not going to tell me anything. I need to look at some images. I think I've been to, I don't know if I've been to this place or not. Is it somebody who's been to the Circle Bar, is it just in the middle of a hallway, or do you have to actually go into doors to be in there? This makes it look like it's just in the middle of the casino. So it's literally just this bar that's in the middle of the casino. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So I guess you could say that that's a thing, but that there must be 6 of these. Like, they're just everywhere that you leave SHOT Show. The first places that people that are dying for a drink, it's the first place they can grab a drink. Guess what? The first place is that there's coffee, that there's somebody who's dying for coffee. Boom. There's probably a chocolate dip Twinkie thing, and there's everybody who's dying for a chocolate dip Twinkie is going there. So people accumulated all these bars. I don't know. This must be on the way to the route to somewhere that people accumulated at this one, but evidently I've never been there, I guess, because I don't remember. I thought it was someplace else. There's like I say, there's at least 3 other places where people accumulate that I have to walk past them, essentially. And I thought one of those others was, I know one of them is more like a restaurant, but there's a bar in front of the restaurant and everybody hangs out at that bar. But they're also right next to bathrooms. And once you're leaving the place, and if you don't leave and go outside into a car or a bus and leave, you leave into the casinos. And there's 2 casinos. It's a big triangle. The convention center is one point of the triangle, and then the Venetian and the other one, the Palazzo and the Venetian, I think, are the other 2, and they're connected. But they're connected by this big town with a bunch of rivers in it. So it's a pain in the butt. Anyway, whenever you leave SHOT Show, you're going to be going towards one of those casinos. And on the way there, you're going to pass people who stop and hang out and talk. So I suspect there's probably one for content creators, maybe, and there's probably one for... No, I don't even think it works out like that. I was going to say maybe there's one for hunters and maybe there's one for something. But I don't know. I think it's just a place that people tend to hang because it's on the way back to their hotel or something, or on the way back to where they think the doors are. There's a lot of people that don't have their bearings at SHOT Show. They just never bother, or they're not good at it. And they can only go where they know how to go. And they're walking way too far. Like, they'll walk all the way back out to the strip to get somewhere, and you don't need to walk back to the strip to get anywhere. But anyhow, that's a whole nother thing. So that Circle Bar is every night. I'm not going to put it in here for every night, but essentially, and then I'll put an asterisk, or find another place where people hang out there every night if you want. And that's essentially free. You could probably get like water or something and not have to even pay when you're doing it. Or it's, get something to drink. Like, how much can it possibly cost to get something to drink at one of those casino bars? They're probably the cheapest place to buy something to drink in Vegas, right? Because in the casinos, they want you to stay. I mean, I've never bought anything in a casino. I've always just gotten booze for free by playing games. So I have no idea if they're expensive or not. Richard is saying, I wish there was some dates in February. It would be there. These dates suck. In February, you've got the one in Pennsylvania. That's potentially, there's nothing like this with these after events is established, though. All right, so Tuesday, the first day of the show, you're pretty tired, probably. You're probably spinning. I don't know. Everybody's got their own thing. And if you've just been kind of chilling at the show and you're pacing yourself and your after events are a big part of your show, then, maybe you're down for going to something on Tuesday night. But I don't know. People that are listening, people that are in the future listening to this as a podcast or what, would you go out right away on Tuesday night? So another thing that's impossible to put in here, in addition to the invite-only parties or get-togethers, some of those get-togethers are small. So, I'm not going to put 12 people I know that get together or 3 people I know that get together. But there are companies that do them. Brownells does one. They only let people in that they know. USCCA, I think they only let people in that they know. But in addition, there's just tons of people going and getting dinner. Like, maybe 3 people meeting up who have been collaborating online or something. They're going to go eat dinner or maybe go someplace or something. I've heard of people going to movies and doing stuff like that in the evening, but, that costs money and it's effort and you have to walk to it. So think most people tend to do things that are get in a taxi or get in a car and then go there and get out and get in and get out and go to bed. So, I don't know. There's too many people going out dancing or anything like that. Millsarp says we are doing our, what does that mean? Is that a really word or is that a misspelling? Some kind of podcast both Tuesday and Thursday night during the week of shop. That's cool. Like from the show or after the show in the evening? Let's see. So the next things are from SHOT Show, and the one is the All-Star Jam concert. So they're going to go to a gun show, and they're going to call their thing a jam? Really? They already said concert. Do they need to put jam in there? So I'm just saying. So the All-Star Malfunction concert presented by Outdoor Sportsman, supported by Glock and Remington. So, okay. At 5:30 p.m. So that's essentially right after the show ends, and I think that's right there, right? Like it's right there. Oh, thanks. Our learning podcast, we recap our range day and first day. Then on Thursday, we cover what we are seeing. Very cool. So in the evening, I think that's commendable. SHOT Show is the industry. And you can definitely keep it to yourself and you can be like, guess what I did? Look what I get to do. Or you can open it up and make it all part of everything, normalize it, let people who maybe helped you get there. You got a Patreon, Millsarp Duo? Do you got a Patreon? Let people can help you since you're going to be actually sharing your experiences at the show. You're going to be turning your cameras on and presenting them while you're actually at the show, while everybody else is fucking farting around. Not doing shit. You're going to be actually getting the show out there in real time like the internet is capable of doing. Raw, unfiltered. That's amazing. Sounds like something people might value, and capitalists might even offer a couple of bucks to make that happen, knowing that you're putting out a lot of expense to get your ass there without any guaranteed return on that. We're also going to be doing live streams on our Facebook and Instagram. Well, nobody cares about the Facebook. It's a fad. But the Instagram should do well, hopefully. Right on. So then in addition to the All-Star Malfunction concert at 5:30, and it doesn't say how long that'll last, they're going to have Military Times Gear Scout is going to have a happy hour, and that is from 5 to 7 at the Link. So the Link is not that far away. I mentioned that the show is associated with these two hotels. The hotel next door to the one is called the Link. It used to be the Mint, and it was something else before that. And it's kind of a tall, skinny hotel. It's only like very skinny. It's barely on the strip. It's it's got a driveway and like a little footprint. But it's right. It's kind of between the Flamingo or something. I think it's between the Flamingo and whatever that other hotel is. So anyway, so it's not that far. It's kind of a walk. I wouldn't want to do it because you have to walk over to the strip and then over to the Link, and then you're screwed. So maybe if you were to park behind the Link, so if you're going to go to this one, maybe park in the Link parking lot, which I believe still exists. Parking might cost you $35 now. Maybe there's cheaper parking if you're only there in the evening or something. You could potentially park, if you were going to go to this Military Times Gear Scout thing and you were driving, you could potentially park there on Tuesday and then walk all the way over to the show, knowing you're going to have to walk all the way back over to the happy hour anyway, and then you'd have your vehicle right there. Otherwise, Uber, 15 to 20 bucks every time you Uber. So this one, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of having events on the strip unless they're right there. Unless they're right, like that Circle Bar, is like kind of right out the front door, or essentially kind of. And this one is out the front door down the street and then in the other casino, and then you're stuck in there. How do you get home from there? Go the back way out of Caesars. Yeah, that's what I mean. You're in the parking lot of that place, and then you got to go walk. There's no way that their happy hour thing is in their parking lot. It's going to be up in the bar, and that's going to be back up to the strip. So that's all I'm saying. I'm talking about after SHOT Show. I don't want to walk all the way over to that parking lot and then walk all the way up to the strip. Or if I did, I wouldn't want to have to get out of there because you're going to have to walk all the way back out of there. There's no Ubers on the strip. You're always walking back to the parking lots nowadays. Anyway, I'm just super lazy and trying to conserve people's time. You'd think about these things. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I don't want your feet to be bigger. You know, they say make your eyes bigger than your stomach. Don't make your calendar bigger than your shoes, unless you're down for just freaking a lot of walking. You know, and everybody's different. Some people are like, oh, I don't care if I got to walk an extra 2 miles. You certainly can eat all you want in Vegas. So I'm saying walking sucks, ride the monorail. Does the monorail run all night? Because that could definitely, it's a new factor. I haven't partaken in it. I almost did last year. But there's definitely a potential of staying somewhere near that monorail and then monorailing your way into SHOT. I really, 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 really dig that concept, but I haven't even talked to anybody that's done it. It might be a major pain in the ass for all I know, but it seems like on paper. And it seemed like just from the flow, I mean, people that have been there for a while, doesn't the flow of SHOT seem way nicer now that there's more than one door? And people can be all over the place now instead of like having to have an entire like tens of thousands of people go through freaking 6 doors. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. There's Scott again. Welcome. Or should say AZ Packrat. That's how I know you. It was AZ Packrat, not Packrat AZ, right? Anyhow, so then the next one is, and that is SHOT Show. So I think, no, it isn't. What am I saying? I think this is a military times gear scout thing. Then we've got SHOT Show After Dark, another one of these things that's in the middle of the night, except this one's at OMNIA at Caesar's Palace. I think these things cost $75 too. I don't think they're giving these things away. So, or they're letting you in. I think these things cost $75 an event. I didn't put the prices in here because I didn't have time. I didn't really think about that. But yeah, I don't think these things are free, even the SHOT Show ones. Okay, easy pack rats, I thought. So then we got Wednesday. So Tuesday night, if you went to media day or not, Tuesday, running all around doing your thing for the first day of SHOT Show, catch your breath, get in a vehicle, go eat something or not, go to one of these events, right? Depending on how late you stay out. Now you go to SHOT Show again. It's Wednesday. This is the day. So if you're paying money to go to SHOT Show, this is the big bite. This is the one where it all happens. If you blow Wednesday, you ruin the entire SHOT Show. If you unpace yourself, so Wednesdays you're going to be fatigued, you ruined it. You lost the whole SHOT Show. This is where it counts. This is the moneymaker. You should have been getting ready on the Monday, prepping everything, setting it, it's like volleyball. That Tuesday was that day that person taps the ball. Wednesday, you jump up in the air and you smack that ball into the ground. Like Wednesday is the day that you make SHOT Show happen. Everything happens on Wednesday. So I can't imagine why you'd want to go out the night before and get all drunk or whatever, but somebody's probably doing it. So Wednesday, you've got all day. Now you might want to celebrate it because you just succeeded, or you might want to celebrate, or maybe you're ravenous because you can't wait to see what's going to happen the next day when you essentially have the same exact opportunity. But I don't think it's 24/7. I think it shuts off in the middle of the night. I could be wrong because they're not crazy. They're not. There's nobody out there from like probably 4 a.m. until. Well, it is Vegas, but I'll bet you there's still hardly anybody out there from like 4 a.m. until 9 or something, because people are still sleeping and the drunks and stuff either passed out where they were or did whatever they're going to do. Anyway, I have no idea. So now Wednesday, are you going to cut it loose? Now, here's the thing. Some people are only there for a few days, and this is different if you're there all week or not. And I'm not showing you all the stuff that I'm not showing you, right? I'm aware of some of the stuff I'm not showing you, like, say, the Glock Party, the Brownells, the USCCA. I think there's a guns.com. There's some others that are invite only, and they're usually on the Tuesday and Wednesday. So, you're either working around those or with those or whatever. We got that circle bar. We've got a networking reception at the outdoor plaza for 1 hour. I think that's what they call the place over by the monorail, right? And then it's just an hour. I think that costs money though, also. And I don't know if there's drinks and stuff at that or not. Then you got SHOT Show After Dark, which is that at the same place? I don't know what the difference is there, but that's from 6 to 8. And then you've got the nightclub guest list access thing at Encore Beach, which is at the Encore Club. So see, these are at different clubs and stuff. And like I say, there's probably an element of the people that go to SHOT Show that are just there to work and they just want to have fun. They're there for a week and this is their time to have fun. And this is giving them a chance to do it, I guess. You know, you get home at 1 a.m. You're probably in bed by 2 and then waking up at 8. That gives you 6 hours. You could do that. Gear report. I think what he's talking about is an instance where he fell asleep on the monorail and then they parked it and they park it in a locked garage and then everybody went home. So he was locked in the locked garage in a parked monorail that was locked. And he was stranded in there. And it was at a time when they were going to shut that thing down for a couple of weeks because of repairs. And everyone had thought Jeff had left, that he just was gone for 2 or 3 weeks. I forget, was it 3 weeks? And finally came out of there desperate for Doritos for some reason. I guess evidently there was just one 30-second long Doritos commercial that played over and over and over for 3 weeks, I think. I forget. Let's see. So then on Wednesday, remember I said Wednesday's when a lot of stuff happens? Now you got the Rifle Dynamics open house. Rifle Dynamics is a company that makes AKs, and they have build classes and stuff, and they do an open house where you can come check out their stuff, their designs, their facilities. Their place is pretty neat, and it's growing all the time, kind of getting different and better all the time. That's happening from 6 to 9. They're essentially by the airport. Just think of them, as kind of being near the airport. So probably like a 10-minute ride from where the SHOT Show happens. I've been to that one a couple of years. It kind of depends on if my friends are going to be there, kind of thing. If I know people that are going to be there, I should say, because there's a couple of people that go to these things that, I don't love everybody out there. I'm a hippie, but I'm not the kind of hippie that just goes around loving everybody. So if there's a bunch of people there that I don't know, then I've got the potential of not knowing anybody there. So I'll go to the places. If I'm going to go to places, I'll go to places with people I know, right? So a couple of these events I've been to just because my friends were going, and I'm like, okay, I want to see what they're like anyway. But this one was fun. I've liked going to this one over the years. It used to be invite only, got bigger and bigger, and now it's sort of an event. I forget how many years it's been going on, maybe 8 or something. It's been a while. Then we got another new one. I think this might be their 3rd annual, and this is the Recon and Sniper Foundation at the Marines Leatherneck Club in Vegas. This one happens on Wednesday from 6 to 10. Now this one's $45 because it's a fundraiser. And there used to be there's been some really cool events, and this is sort of the ruins of the last remaining walls that are left after the erosion and everything of the old events. So this one has the potential of being pretty good, and is nowhere near when the good one happened. It got ruined, and then this kind of came out of the ashes, but it is not the thing that ruined it. And it's better than when it got ruined. So there's been some events that have been epic, and like I say, they've come and gone. And this is sort of the echo or the the phoenix or whatever of that. So this is an interesting one. If you're going to go to one, this one. If you're cool, if you're lame, you might not want to go to this one because it's a bunch of Marines. If you can't handle a bunch of Marines, and after a while a bunch of drunk Marines, you might not want to go to this one. There's a certain, you kind of figure out what I'm saying there. Then you've got this 511 one. I've never been to this one, but I guess at the 511 store, they have some kind of a vehicle adventure night. Also 6 to 9 on Wednesday. What do you know? Pretty much everything happens on Wednesday. So our event's going to be on Wednesday. We're going to have a DJ and a bunch of food and big luxury Vegas place. All right. So then on Thursday, so you've gone to SHOT and you've gone there Tuesday, done your thing, gone out to dinner or something maybe on Tuesday, or maybe gone to one of these events. Then you went to SHOT on Wednesday. What are you thinking? Probably people aren't doing 10 miles a day, 5 miles a day, something like that. So, you're going to be a certain number of miles into this, maybe depending on how much farting around you're doing. You're good on sleep or you're not good on sleep. So by Thursday, you only had 2 good days at SHOT. That was Wednesday and Thursday. And Thursday's the worst of the 2. It's a good apple. It's not got any bruises or nothing in it, but it's way smaller than the one on Wednesday. But, depending on how you did on Thursday, you might think it's over and you might want to quit. But some people are like, hey, you know what? Let's still have our events on Thursday. So you will find that there are some events that get scheduled for Thursday. But there's still that Venetian thing, the circle bar. Every night you've got the what they call the industry happy hour again at 5:30. So you see those happen each evening for the second 2 nights. That first night they have a concert. So that's just there at the show. So you could essentially just stick around for an extra hour. And that might be useful if I'm thinking, that monorail, it might be tough to get up in line to that monorail. Instead of standing on the stairs waiting to get in line on the monorail, you just stick around drinking for an hour, hanging out with people. That might be part of the incentive there, since I'm pretty sure that happens right at the bottom of the stairs where the monorail entrance is. Now, the SHOT Show After Dark on Thursday ends at 10:30. So I don't know what that's all about. It says official closing party networking event at this Zouk resort in Resorts World, Las Vegas. I don't know where that is. Probably somewhere far away. That's only a 2-hour event, though. So you get what you get. And then Friday, the event's only open, the SHOT's only open from 8:30 to 4, and then it's closed. But there's also a gun show happening. The longest running event in Vegas is a gun show, and it usually coincides with SHOT Show at the weekend after SHOT Show. So if SHOT Show ends on Friday, then the gun show used to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now it is Friday and Saturday. They ended the Sunday part, probably because of people weren't showing up, I guess. But so if you're not digging SHOT Show anymore, you got everything accomplished, you just can't do it. Like, you do whatever. Maybe you're just sick of walking. That happens. Then you've got this other opportunity to go walk at a different place. But it's a real gun show, and you can walk around, you can buy stuff. However, it's an antique gun show. You'd be lucky if you find stuff there from World War I. There's hardly anything from World War II, and there's almost nothing newer than World War II. Everything is super old or Civil War or somewhere in there, like super old. So it's interesting, though, and you can buy stuff, but it's super expensive usually and super old. Lots of books and that kind of thing. But it's also a custom knife show, so there's a whole nother chunk of it that's custom knives, and it's all under the same $25 or something to go attend that. So depending on when you're booking out of Vegas, you've got that option. And that show is on Saturday as well, so I've got it listed on Saturday there. But I think I'm thinking there's probably some potential of other things happening. In past years, there's been the GSSF, the Glock Shooting Sports Foundation, have had their shoots coincide with SHOT Show. So like the weekend after, they've had shoots in Las Vegas, which is kind of fun. If you know about Glock shoots, they give away, I forget how many, like 5 guns per shoot period, and then guns for each person, each classifying thing. Like, so essentially, if you bring 2 or 3 Glocks to a Glock shoot, you've got like 5 chances to win a free gun right off the bat just by being there. And then if you're good, you got even more chances. So Glock is just really cool with their GSSF stuff. And if you've got a chance to do it, you might want to check it out. Milzorp saying, if anyone has any questions on the Antiques Armor Show, let him know. He's bought a couple of guns there in the past, going again this year. Yep, I've had a lot of fun with that show. It's super weird. Like some years, I've been going to that show for a long, long time. Some years they care about cameras. Some years they don't. Some years they're okay with it. And some years they're not. Some years I've been like, hey, can I take pictures? And they're like, yeah, sure. It doesn't even cost you anything to go in. Just go in there and help us out. I'm like, all right, thank you. Other years, it's like, no, you can't take pictures and it's full price. So what are you going to do? But it's always worth asking. They're not consistent. And yeah, it's also another way to get cool content from the show that other people aren't getting and can scratch that itch for, like, real guns instead of all brand new stuff or, theoretical stuff, which is most of SHOT Show. All right. Well, I've been asking people I know about events, and a lot of them are gatekeepers. They're really stingy about like who they're going to tell about this stuff. Other people just don't pay attention. There's a lot of people that don't care. They don't even know about half the stuff that's going on during the show. So as I'm able, this is on a Substack page over here. As I'm able, I'll keep the Substack thing up to date, as well as, will I put it over here? I'll probably make a page over on gun calendars. No, I won't. I'll put a page over on the gun shop or the gun show guide. We have a website that's just for gun shows and SHOT Show and the other events that we've attended. So I'll make a page over there and I'll include this stuff, because honestly, nobody cares about this stuff except for the maybe 2,500 media and people that are, well, I guess the other people might be interested in this too, but except for people going to SHOT Show, I'm guessing this isn't that interesting for the archivable part of it. But as far as people that are trying to make plans or trying to know just, how big an event it can be, hopefully this helps you a little bit. I guess that it took me a little longer than I expected to break it all down. Of course, I went on a couple of tangents. With that, thanks everybody who's live for giving me something to chat about here. And if I can add anything, or if you know of anything I should add, let me know. If I can ask around for stuff, I'll attempt to. I'm not like, I don't have all access or anything, but sometimes I know somebody in the realm that you might be interested in, someone to ask about something. I do know that there's other things that go on throughout the week. I guess think about people that do like shooting off a horseback or something. I bet you there's some of them bring their horses. There's got to be other events happening that are, since the industry's huge and all of it's coming together. Now, here's the other thing I'm going to leave everybody with. If there's not something happening that there should be, do it. Like, there's no law that says you can only do things that already exist. I can guarantee you, except for a couple of things, everything on this list is new in the last few years. And there's so many things that don't happen anymore. I could make another list twice this size. So there's nothing consistent at SHOT Show other than it's not consistent. It changes with us and the people that participate, and with the community, people that observe and watch and participate with those who go to the show. And then, of course, the show itself is kind of paying attention. And as you see with a lot of the events, or you might not realize, but a lot of these events are reactions to external events that either, like Jeff said, they're trying to keep some of the cash, or they're just trying to keep it easier for people or more accessible for people. A lot of these events are invite only, and you don't even know they exist until you know they exist, and then you have to figure out how to get to them. All right, that being said, I'll give you advice all night, so I'll quit it. We have a store. If you want to grab something from the store, we'll have another commercial for that at the end. This is our Patreons, the people that make it possible for us to spend time on projects like this. I don't get paid to do gun-related stuff. The Patreons keep the servers up, and they pay for the software and things like that, and they pay for some time to spend on this. But this gun stuff is my hobby. If I had maybe 3 times or 4 times the amount of Patreons, I could consider making, saying I was a Second Amendment activist for real, but, for a living. But nowhere near that. So I really do appreciate the Patreons. I've mentioned it before, but last year we would have hit the dirt. We would have crashed and burned without the Patreons keeping us financially going. So thanks to the folks, those capitalists out there that do value what we produce out here and keep the capitalist fires burning for us with the subscription. Most of them are giving us $5, essentially a cup of coffee each month, which I'm drinking water right now, actually. And then a couple of people drop $25 on us each month, essentially buying us dinner. And we do appreciate it because that accumulates, and like I say, it keeps our servers going, and it lets us buy the software that lets us keep doing our thing and lets us grow and keep the messages getting out there as much as possible. And we have YouTube channel members, thanks to those. Essentially, same thing. But then we also have our store. So people that have purchased stuff from our store also keep our capitalist furnaces burning. So we'll put another commercial out for that as we head out, and say thanks to DM Foss for making this little commercial for us here at the end. Have a great evening. Have a great SHOT Show. And we'll be back to pick you up later.
Captain, a vessel approaching.
On screen.
We're being hailed.
Every weekend over at gearwebsites.com, our online store, we have free Patch Friday. And that means that every order placed on our store on Fridays is going to include at least one free patch. So that's every order with no coupons, no minimum order, no codes needed. You place the order on Friday, and when it arrives to you, it's going to have at least one free patch. Your support means a lot to us, and financial support is critical. So thanks again to the people who keep us online through purchases at gearwebsites.com. There's people that don't like it when I do this, so I'm going to do it more. I think he pays people to tell me that they don't like it when I do this so that he knows I will do it more. Maybe these people don't have dogs that are all squishy. Look, he makes a noise when you squish him. It's like kneading bread. You let him rise for a little while, and then you got to knead it back down. He probably likes it. He probably likes it. They're saying that you got food coming. I don't know if he's interested. He doesn't like eating this late at night. Are you kidding? He might get an upset tummy. Oh no, he is eating it. I guess. Yes, he did.
Well, yes.
Would you like a biscuit?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, baby.